Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 302 of my year of solo board gaming. Considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. Hey, remember when I said I was going to up the difficulty level? Well, this is the upping the difficulty level. These are all four monsters that I did not use in the previous game. So this is as yesterday was the easiest of the easy possible difficulties. This is the hardest of the hard difficulties. I am playing with the mayor. I specifically chose the mayor. I did not leave this one up to random chance. The mayor gets 5 turns per round, and I feel like is one of the best characters in the game. Just simply a lot more flexibility in terms of Renfield was still hanging out at the docks there. A lot more flexibility in terms of what she can do. Um, but it's looking pretty dire. We got 4 monsters on the loose. The mummy is probably the hardest one to deal with quickly. You need yellow things to basically solve this sliding puzzle. For Frankenstein, you need yellow and blue to basically get them to see their humanity. The Wolfman, you're going to need a bunch of blue items and then some red to finally defeat them. And then for the Invisible Man, you kind of want to take care of quick because the Invisible Man has a card that allows them to just basically swipe a bunch of things up, which is really annoying. But you need to get items from the inn, barn, mansion, laboratory, and institute. So part of the problem is that the institute and laboratory stuff, those I need for this as well. So I think my initial instinct is to get stuff from the barn and the inn so I can try to start making my way through the Invisible Man, despite the fact that they are probably the least dangerous. They're just simply going to take items from us, and I want to try to cut that out as quick as I can. So my first move is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to move. I've got 5 actions plus the perk card I drew. I get 2 additional actions, which is a little insane. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm now in the space with the Invisible Man. I'm going to use my perk card right away to take this item and then move. And then hopefully not get attacked by the Invisible Man. That would suck. But let's go ahead and see how the monsters do. So we're going to get 0 items on the board. If no hero has the soul sign, give it to the current player. Move the hero with the soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. So that's the other thing. Because I'm playing on my own, pretty much I'm going to get the soul sign, 1, 2, 3, no matter what. And so this is going to be really, really difficult. The creatures that attack are the Wolfman, the Vampire, which is not playing, and then the Invisible Man. So Wolfman moves 1 and rolls 2 dice. So this could spell doom for me right away. I've only got 2 items here. So one of them I'm going to lose right away. So I'm going to go ahead and lose the in one. Because I feel like that one's probably easier to get rid of. And then the Invisible Man will come 1. So that is the end of the first move. Not doing well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to go to camp? I'm going to go to camp so I can pick these items up. And then on the next turn, hopefully deal with the Invisible Man. 2, the hunt is on. If no hero has the hunted album. Move the Wolfman 3 spaces towards the hero with the emblem. Then the creature, vampire, and enraged monster, frenzied monster gets to go. So the frenzied monster will go 1. All right, that's not too bad. Did we put the 2 items on the board? I don't think I put the 2 items on the board. I'm horrible about remembering to put items on the board. I don't know what it is. All right, 2 items. We got 1 from the barn, 1 from the church. That church is going to be really, really helpful for the mummy. All right, so 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and commit an item from the barn and the mansion. All right, which is not too bad. But that is my entire turn. So now we're going to go to our next monster action. 0 items, place Dracula at the crypt. We don't have to worry about that. The Invisible Man moves 1 and then rolls 2 dice to attack. And unfortunately, that means we have no more items. Not looking good. Then that is Frankenstein, I think, gets to move 1. And then the Frenzied Monster gets to move 1. So that kind of sucks. I'm glad I had the extra items, but I was really hoping for a little bit more on that. Let's go ahead and get down to this area because I'm going to need these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just moving all the way across the board. Move the bride 2 spaces towards Dracula, towards Frankenstein. Not Dracula. Dracula's not even in this game. What are you doing, Greg? Come on. Come on, Foggy. Stop being a dummy. Tower. Okay. So she's going to move down here. And then the frenzy, the monsters that activate are the creature, the wolfman. The wolfman's going to go 2. 1, 2. The invisible man's going to go 2. Probably this way. I think this way is shorter. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and put this in for the lowest item. And that's my turn. No items come out. Let's see. Move the hero with the soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. So 1, 2, 3. The wolfman will attack for 2. And misses completely. The invisible man will move 1 towards me. This is getting a little rough. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5. All right, so the invisible man is almost dealt with. We're still going to need some red weapons to deal with this, but that at least feels a little bit helpful. Wilbur and Sheik at the shop. The other thing that we're going to have to deal with is that these guys, everybody's going to get like ripped apart really quick. We also need 3 items out on the board. Fortunately, I think they're somewhat okay because... All right, so let's see. We got 1 at the theater, 1 at the docks, 1 at the lab. And then the 2 Frankensteins each move 1 towards the nearest person. And I forget if they go villager or hero. I think it's villager. Surprising that that didn't come up in the previous game, but... Yeah, it's actually hero. Okay, so she is going to go towards the invisible man. And then the mummy is the one that is currently enraged, and they are closer to the villager. So that could have been a lot worse. All right. They're trying to get to the dungeon, so I feel like I've got to come down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get you back up this way. Probably would have been a good idea had I picked up something. Because right now I'm kind of in... Oh, this could go very badly. 3, everybody's on the move. All right, well, I think we're going to say goodbye to Wilbur and Chick here. First, let's get some items out on the board. We're going to get 3 at the Institute, 3 at the Tower, and 2 at the church. Church has got so much stuff. All right, then the mummy moves. They're going to get to move 3 and then roll 2 dice. So there's a chance that... Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to kill both of us. So because we're on the same space, they die. I'll move them over here. And then I get sent to the hospital. So bad day all around. Like I said, I should have picked up some items. So we're going to move 1, pick up these items here. Good Lord. I feel like I need to get one of these monsters off the board somehow. I could get to the laboratory. I need an in item for the precinct. That's kind of what's throwing me there. I could also head to the museum and I could start to deal with the museum, the mummy. We've got a lot of yellow right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. We got a bunch of yellow, and so we're on the next turn, we're just basically going to try to solve the entire thing here. Place Maria at the barn. Maria, what are you doing out? It's past your bedtime. She's like, no. We're going to place 3 items out on the board. We've got mansion, museum, another museum item, and then inn. Hey, we're looking for that inn item. Everybody's going to move 1. So mummy, he's going to move 1 towards me, which means he's also going to attack with 3 dice. Does 1 damage. We'll go ahead and get rid of this 2. All right, so first up, we're going to use this 4. Let's take a look at this and see what's the quickest way we can do to move this along. What's nice about this is the 1 can just go here, and then we move the 4 here. Trying to get the rest of this done is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Second move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I screwed this up. Third move. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pick this up as our 4th move and then use this as our 5th item. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're not doing too bad. We're 3 away now from solving this one. Probably could have done that a little bit better, but overall not horrible. Invisible Man. Place the Invisible Man on the location with the most first we're going to put out 2 items, because that will affect which location has the most. Please don't go to the barn. Institute's going to get 1. Inn is going to get 1. And then the Invisible Man goes here and gets rid of all these items. It's the only one with 3 on it. The Mummy will now move 1. And will move towards Maria, because she's closer. Rolls 3 dice. Yeah, sadly. That's going to kill Maria. Raise the level up 1. So we're pretty much close to ending this game. Flip the lowest scarab face down. Fortunately, that's not a problem. The biggest problem is that I don't have enough to finish this with. And then the creature goes, and then Frankenstein goes. So the Frankenstein monster also gets to go. Good Lord. Okay, so I lose this, and then the Frankenstein monster... move the bride 1 space towards Frankenstein. So 1, 2. Okay, so this is not going well. One, 2, 3. You know what? Let's do this instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna get up there. 2 items come out on the board. We're gonna get Laboratory, and we're gonna get Barn, and this could be the end of the game, because the Wolfman's now gonna come 3 spaces towards me, and then the Frenzied Monster, who is the Mummy, will move 1 space towards me as well, but nobody else acts. So actually not. We're fine. So I'm picking up all these items. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't think I'm doing anything for my 5th action. I don't want to actually step outside of the precinct at the moment. But that is everybody. I'm going to need 9 red to defeat the Invisible Man, but at least I'm a step closer towards that. 2 items come out on the board. This is a Dracula card, so it doesn't matter. Everybody else is going to move 1, which makes me really glad I did not move outwards. Yes. Okay, so Mummy goes first, then the Invisible Man, then the creature who does not move. Cards goes away. All right, so I'm picking this up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're picking up a whole bunch of reds. Place Fritz at the tower. Fritz, what are you doing? No, Fritz, you're going to die. You're going to die horribly. Let's get 3 items out on the board. Each of the Frankensteins are going to move 1 space. The Mummy is going to move 1 space. Fortunately, I think I'm fine. I'm actually going to get to kill somebody this turn. so that'll be good. Tower's getting an item. Museum's getting an item. And then each of these characters move one. All right. 1, 2. Die, Invisible Man. Here's your 9 red. You are kaput. The Invisible Man is toast. We're going to move this off the board. That is now done. In fact, we'll just flip it like that to be... That'll be our way of commemorating it. So let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4... trying to get to the Institute. You know what, Fritz? You're going to join me here, and we're just going to deal with the fact that there's a monster already on the spot. Place Dr. Cranley at the laboratory. 3 items. I do think that the 3, setting it at 3, the terror level at 3, is really difficult. It does not give you a whole lot of wiggle room when you're playing solo. Now, you could just have 2 different characters out. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Dr. Cranley is, I believe, this one. Yeah, there we go. He's at the lab, working at the lab late one night. The mummy does get to go twice. 1 hit, and then we're going to flip this over. So I'm going to go ahead and lose the 1 here because I don't need that. I'm like, come on! I pick up the. I'm going to pick this up. Do I really need this? I need 6 and 9. I don't think I really need it. I'm going to actually skip picking that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets Fritz out of here. Gets me a perk card. Put the Wolfman in any space or move any monster 3 spaces. Okay. We might actually use that right away. And then we'll pick these items up. Okay, so let's use this now. I want to get Frankenstein all the way back to the crypt. That's 1, 2, 3. That'll keep him sort of from encountering her, or at least put a little distance in there. How much distance does that really put, though? You know what? I think a better way to do it, if Frankenstein was here, let's move her back to the dungeon. That's much better. All right. Place Malava at the camp. First, let's get 3 items out. Malava, what you doing out? Wolfman's going to get to go. Then the mummy's going to get to go. It's not looking good for you. And I can't let anybody else die, so this is going to be tricky. Barn. Wolfman goes 1. Enraged Monster goes 1. They're both going to go towards 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're both going to go towards the camp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Malava. Where are you, Malava? Is this you? Malava. Yep. Just trying to get to the shop. All right. So things are not going well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Not too bad. Still need another blue, unfortunately, because we don't have another 3. So that's unfortunate. 0, place the creature at the waterfront. The werewolf is going to move 1. She's going to move 1, and the mummy's going to move 1. So Malava's looking a little scared there. Let's get the professor over to the precinct as best we can. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sending him to the precinct on his own. That saves him. We get a perk. Move any monster 3 spaces. Put Dracula in any space. Let's go ahead and move... Let's move the Wolfman 1, 2, 3. Let's get them out of here. All right. That's the wrong one. 2. 2 items, and then the hunt is on. We're going to move the Wolfman 3 spaces back towards me, which, you know, the plus side is that it is 3 spaces that the Wolfman now has to make up, but that does kind of suck. So the Wolfman's going to move here, and then we're going to activate just the Frenzied Monster. It's going to move 1 here, roll 2 dice, and does 1 damage to us. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this 1 item blue that does us no good. All right. I think we might be able to deal with the mummy, but I'm a little concerned about leaving Malava there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get over here to the Abbey so we can pick that up. Place Lucy at the theater. Awesome. More people coming out and just basically putting themselves in harm's way. We're going to get 3 items out on the board, and then this time the mummy gets to go. This could do it. This could actually be it. You know what? We're just going to check first. The mummy's going to move 1 space this way. Yeah, and that's it. Lucy's killed by the mummy. That's going to move us into danger territory. Just for the sake of completeness, we're going to continue on and try to see how, like, if we could finish without losing any more. Probably not. There's a 3 blue. We need that 3 blue. All right, so we're going to pick these items up. That's 1, 2, 3. Send you over there to get a perk card. I get to take 2 additional actions. 5, that's my 5th action. I will use that, and we'll use this 3. So I think what I have to do is I have to use this 3 to flip these over. And then I can move that down by 1. And then as my last action, because I get 2 additionals, 1 and 2. So now the mummy is resolved. Now I just need to kill the mummy. Let's go ahead and pull out another one of these. Oh, and she comes off the board. 0 items come out. Place the creature by the river. The Wolfman gets to go 1 towards the nearest hero. She's going to go 1, and then the Frenzied Monster will go 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's send her this way. Actually, let's send you this way because that way puts me closer to the lab. Although what I need to do is I need to get that. Let's put a... Sorry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Picking all these up. 2 items come out on the board. Dracula gets to go. Doesn't really matter, but the mummy and Frankenstein will both go 1 space. We're going to add this to the theater. That's going to be very helpful. We're going to add that to the shop. That's going to be very helpful. And each of these folks comes 1 space. 1. Die, mummy, die. We need, what, 9 to destroy her. Destroy him. Or her. Could be her. Mummy's off the board. Frankenstein's now frenzied. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up a whole bunch of items. Running out of cards here. Plays Professor Pearson at the cave. Welcome back, Professor Pearson. It's good to see you haven't learned your lesson. Get 3 items out on the board. And this time it'll be the mummy and the frenzied creature. The mummy, fortunately, does not activate. The frenzied creature, I think, as far as I remember, only Frankenstein is frenzied. I could be wrong on that. I frequently am wrong. But I like to think in an endearing way. They're going to move 2. So here we go. All right, and they're almost on each other, and that's going to panic the town. So that is a bit of a concern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I can take the cure to kill the Wolfman. Everybody move. Frenzy goes to the next monster, which is now going to be the Wolfman. The frenzied monster is as close to me as it is to this guy. However, he's going to move 1. So now the Wolfman will actually attack him and roll 2 dice and kill him. So now we're way over. We're just going to keep piling up the corpses here. And I say we keep going. We've lost this game, but let's have some fun. It is our game. We get to do with it as we please. See how many extra villagers had to die because of our sloppy, sloppy police work. Okay, so we have a wolf man. That's all the way over there. No matter what, I can't get over there to kill him on this turn. My primary concern is that I kind of want to pull Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein apart. And I think the best way for me to do that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3, Elizabeth is now going to be at the mansion. Both these two go one in the closest direction. Let's get some items out on the board because we're going to lose another villager here. We're going to put that in the inn, this in the tower, and this in the lab. If you're still watching, thank you, by the way. I would have probably turned off myself by now. They're all going to come this way. And then Frankie's going to roll 2. And not only... Yeah, that's not good. So basically, we're going to lose another for Elizabeth. Because of the exclamation point, that means the bride moves 1 space towards Frankenstein. Whenever they meet in the same space, they cause more panic, so that's another space, and then they go back, I think, to their original locations. So they're going to go here and here. Very unsuccessful. We're now, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over. All right. 1, 2, 3. I'm just sort of like, here you go. Here's a bullet for you. Doo! That's going to go back over here. This can get flipped. So can the museum, too. So everything's flipped now. And now we're just at a point where we're trying to get rid of the Frankensteins without losing any more villagers. So let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll go back this way for 5. 2 items come out on the board. We don't worry about Invisible Man. It's just going to be Frankenstein moving 1. Shop and camp. Get some items. It's going to come the one this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey there, dude. No items come out. We don't worry about this. Nobody acts. Yay. All right, so use yellow in the bride space or blue in the Frankenstein space and increase their humanity by that amount. So we need to use 11 total. We're in the same space to start off with, so can we do it with just what we've got? We need to pick this up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That will give us 11. Frankenstein's now human. He's discovered his humanity. He'll still terrorize the shit out of people. And that is the end of my turn. No, it was 1, 2, 3, plus 1 to pick up. So yeah, no, I can go. I can move now. Red items do not matter to me. Yellow items do not matter. We just need blue items. Pull 1 more card out. 0. She's going to move. He's going to move 1. And then he's going to attack for 3. She's going to move 2 spaces this way. And I do take 1 damage. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 and pick up all these. Pull out another card. It's going to be move the bride 2 spaces towards Frankenstein. No. 2 items come out onto the board. Camp and mansion. She's going to move 2 spaces here. They terrorize each other again. I'm just going to use dead explorers now, like dead heroes, to commemorate the awesome failure that this is. But I should do this on the next turn. So 1 And then we need to give her a total of 8 humanity. And fortunately, I have 4 items here that add up exactly to 8. So combined with the move, that is all 5 turns. And I think that's it. They've both discovered... Oh, you know something I was missing on the Frankenstein one? It doesn't matter because this game, I mean, ended a while ago. Is that I'm supposed to actually move them that number of spaces. So as soon as I play 4, I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I could probably move them just back to the same space. Yeah, I mean, I could have done that with a 4, 4, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then would have been on a different space then, I think, but just encountered her quicker. This is obviously a little bit more difficult because it was 3, 3, 2, or 3, 2, 2, 1. So using the 2s first, 1, 2, 1, 2. The 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I still have to move that for another turn. I would have needed one more turn to actually take care of her. That is actually kind of something I keep missing, is that you have to move Frankenstein that many spaces. And again, I'm not sure if you can just do a round trip like that. That seems like it's cheating, because then any even number, you're just basically, all right, so I'm just ignoring that rule. So I'm sure that there's something in there. I also think I might have missed the rule about picking up items if a monster is on the space. I don't think that I'm supposed to be able to do that. The more I think about it, so I probably played that wrong as well. It doesn't matter because I lost, and you know, it doesn't matter if you broke the rules if you didn't win, because then, you know, it's not, what are they going to do? Put an asterisk next to your loss and say you should have lost more? So yeah, it was a tough one. The Frankenstein one I find is the toughest of the monsters. I don't mind the mummy. The mummy I think is actually not. It's kind of a nice little sliding puzzle. It's definitely different than the other ones. I like the Wolfman one. I feel like that's a right level of challenge. Same with the Invisible Man. I like playing against those two. I just don't like the fact that they overlap so much on what you need to get. A lot of the blue items are going to come from the Institute and the laboratory, and that constitutes 2/5 of the items that you need for the Invisible Man. So I feel like the best combinations of characters are ones that don't really overlap. So the mummy, which needs yellow and red, the Wolfman needs blue and red. The Invisible Man kind of needs red and mostly blue, but also a little bit of other stuff. Frankenstein and the Bride needs yellow and blue. You kind of want to have a good mix in there. I think I do wish, you know, since we're already into overtime and nobody's actually watching this video anymore. I do think one of the problems with the American Monsters one is that it didn't really have that good feel to it, and it didn't have the same enjoyability of simplicity that I think a lot of this has. Horrified is a great game to introduce to people who have never played board games before, because it is really nice and easy. It's really nice and streamlined. It's easy to understand. Like, there's nothing overly complicated. It's horror themed, but everything's got kind of a mild goofiness to it. Like, you know, here are your police officers, Wilbur and Crick, and wherever they went to. I think, is this them? No, that's not them. You know, they're kind of goofy looking. They're just kind of goofy looking. Even your heroes are just kind of goofy looking. And I really like that. I really like that aspect of the game. I kind of want to see a Horrified Gaiju film, or Kaiju, I think is how you say it. I would love to see that. I would love to see a Horrified that was more modern horror killers, like like Mike Myers and Fred Krueger. Obviously, you'd have to be careful about overlapping. You'd have to be careful about film rights, but you know, Murderous Doll, Dream Demon, stuff like that. I am looking forward to Final Girl later this year. I did go all in on the whole set, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if it's going to get here in time for this thing that I'm doing with 60 plus games left, but maybe it will. Who knows? And maybe you'll get to see Final Girl on the stream. Certainly not going to be here in time for Halloween, that's for sure. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a little bit more Horrified. We might do like a mid-level one just to break it up a little bit. And then I think I'm going to go back to In Too Deep. I have been really wanting to play that game again, and I think it's about time I do. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for listening to me ramble on, and I will talk to you all later.